Since the Sandbox fans getting ready for week 6, what a crazy day for football, but more specifically, a crazy day in the AFC East, man. Welcome, Drake May.
Welcome, Drake May is right. Good luck is all I'm going to say.
See ya, Salah!
Dude, what the fuck is good? Good little kick there, Yamanashi.
See ya!
That's good stuff. Bro,
I don't know how, first, I don't know how to feel about either of these things, if you want me to be honest with you.
I don't like either of them, honestly.
I mean, like, I understand, like, Patriots fans just wanting to see something different than the result that they get, like, any given week. But, like, I think you need to understand, like, what Jacoby Brissett is actually doing. And, like, they're just putting him out there to, like, soak up hits because they know that he's not that talented.
Yep.
But they're just, like, at this point, like, hey, we probably could have won that game with a competent, like, quarterback. And not sitting here bashing Brissett, but I'm just sitting here saying, like...
He's not a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL.
He's
talented.
Flacco-esque backup.
Yep.
But, like, maybe Flacco shouldn't be a backup, like, from what we're seeing, you know? Yep. But more surprising... The New York Jets just jetted up again. They really do. Like, imagine the owner coming in, not having any other discussions with general managers, front office, other ownership, whatever the case may be.
Players.
Just cut. And not only that, but Robert Saleh got escorted out of the building by security. Like, that's somebody that you pay to run your franchise. I mean... Look, like it hasn't been pretty, but the Vikings are 5-0, and now and you're just canning your season. Like, do you think that there's somebody else in that coaching staff right now that's gonna help you win a championship this year and lose another 13 games of Aaron Rodgers?
How is their DC gonna change things? Like, I don't understand how that guy's going to go in there and change things.
He ran the same scheme that Saleh wanted him to run.
Same exact, and their defense played fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Their offense is running into these issues right now where they can't execute with all the talent that they have, and it's like, oh, I got an idea. Let's shit can the coach and make more media headlines in negative ways.
Vin, I feel bad.
Bro, I feel bad for Jets fans.
Vin texted me this morning. He just like sent me a bunch of laughing emojis with like all this stuff going down. And I'm just like, you really can't write this up. And like I hate to say like this in a comparable to like the New York Giants, but this makes me happier to be a Giants fan when like I see stuff like that kind of go down. So bad. But it's a great week to be a Giants fan.
It is a good win. That's a huge win,
bro.
Dude. That's a huge win. Danny Dimes played pretty well. Giants have some grit, man. Like they play to win. Like they don't go out there, they're not quitting in the middle of the game like some teams do. Like they go out there and they're going to win.
We're not an 11-win football team right now, but we're gonna give you 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a pretty good.
I hope I'm optimistic about that, but I really don't think that that's asking for much. I mean, Sunday night is versus a Bengals team that's due, but like that's a winnable game.
It is a winnable game. Like, dude, playing Dallas again, like that's gonna be a winnable game for them.
Thanksgiving. Oh my God, Thanksgiving. If you want to make my Thanksgiving. Malik Neighbors score a touchdown, Giants win.
Mm-hmm. Game winning. That'd be baller.
Oh
I mean, dude, you got to think about it with how well the fucking Commanders are playing. And again, of course, I snubbed. My power rankings have aged horribly. Fucking terrible. 1 and 2 is still right there. It's Chiefs and Vikings. But after that, like Texans played some pretty good football.
Yeah.
Good on Buffalo, showing a little bit in them to like come back and fight. But Texans ended up getting the win. Really like them. But like that back half, man, like Bucks lose, Commanders win. Lions look good again. It's like, all right.
Do we have an update on the
Lions
picks?
Were off, but like
the picks were horrible.
I think I had like 5 correct this week.
Yeah, I think that's what I had to. We don't get to do it right now,
well,
but
yeah,
we'll get you guys an update on the story. Twano, maybe make us a nice story tomorrow morning with the updates on the picks.
We can do an update with the picks. There we go. Hey guys, terrible fucking week. Not only on UFC picks, but also on NFL picks. Can't get a thing right. Can't get a bet right. I am ice cold right now. You see me put a prediction out there, you fade it. You will make a ton of fucking money. I promise you.
Oh my God.
Steve, speaking of picks, why don't can we jump into the bets right now? Like, is there any bets that you like already this week?
Ravens lock.
Ravens lock? Okay.
Lamar doesn't lose to the NFC.
He really doesn't. I like that too.
And look, the spread's already 7.
Under
in that game?
Under 52.5.
Okay.
I think they stall out the Commanders' defense a little bit. I think they run the football very well, keep them off the field.
Time of
I think they
possession.
win.
Yeah.
I think Ravens are going to get this one done 27-13.
Oh, you're making me scared to take the Ravens now.
No, they're going to win. They'll win, and they'll win. I think they'll win by at least a touchdown.
But before the solid news, I had the Bills down here, and I'm like, I still kind of feel good about it. Like, they can't drop 3 straight, but we know how this coaching turnaround goes and what happens in locker rooms and stuff like that. After this one's a little bit different.
I was going to say, this one's a little ugly, which makes me feel like I think it's going to go poorly.
Yeah, but it's Monday night. We got some time before that one comes out. I also wanted to say the Saints, but like now you don't know. Like Carr's out multiple weeks. But with those two teams being iffy, I'll at least give you 2 walks. The Ravens, I already said. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to kill the Bears. I don't want to say
You
kill.
think?
I don't think they're going to kill them. They're going to beat the Bears handedly.
I think London's finally going to get a fun morning game.
Think so?
I think so.
I don't think any London games. I mean, they're fun for me, but I feel like those games are just like very similar game script all the time. Like I don't know if we've ever seen a 30-30 game over in London.
I think that's what it is? I think this game is supposed to be super fucking ugly, and it's going to turn out a fucking blast.
Wow.
You know, wake up at 9 in the morning, roll over, go sit on the couch, drink a cup of coffee, make a bet, and win it because you're on fucking fire and I'm not. And the Jags and Bears are going to have this classic shootout, like an all-time fucking classic, I'm telling you.
No, I know.
So fade it. Take the under.
Yeah.
If we've learned anything from the start of this. I like Indy.
Indy?
I like
Okay.
Indy a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's still really early in the week for me to kind of like make that consideration. That's a division game. I want to see what the points are at. Like the 7 and 5.5 point spreads are miraculous this year. Like
I think they're 1. Indy's like line right now is 1.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
On the road.
Oof.
I get it. It's tricky, but like, you know, I think if they were playing anyone other than the Jags, like
They win that game.
they should have won. Like the
But if
Jags were
Anthony
so
Richardson's
due.
back in the lineup, though,
I don't know if I like it. I kind of like Flacco right now. I think they're in this spot where like
that's a
they
tough
kind of
call.
can.
That's a tough call.
And is Jonathan Taylor playing? I have him
I have him in the rankings.
in a spot for consideration. Yeah, so
I have him in the rankings.
there's that.
But before we get into the rankings, I did want to ask one more question. Just kind of talk about. I brought up the Bengals. Can this team still make the playoffs?
No.
They're done?
No. I thought they were done after week 3. I like their win, but playoffs this year, no, it's just not in the cards for them.
Wow.
Not to say that they can't bounce back next year and have a great season. I just think this year is already like stick a fork in them this year. They'll win games, they'll win 7 games, they'll win 8 games. That division's far too competitive. They're gonna have far too many tough games.
Like my whole
so.
dude, like Pittsburgh dropped 2 straight. The Ravens started the season dropping 2. They're 2 games behind first place, and I don't think that they're on top of that division by any means. But a wild card, I think
so.
Bro, I think at this point you can check off the Jets. They're not going to
check
be
off the Jets for sure.
Miami's pretty much done. There's
Miami's
no way
done.
that Tua misses 6 weeks and then they come in and make a playoff push.
Indy's 2-3, but I don't think they're done.
No,
I
they're
think
not done.
I think they absolutely still have a chance. You have the Houston
Potentially
Texans that are
Chargers.
still. Chargers are surprised. The Broncos are 3-2, and it's an ugly 3-2, but it's 3-2.
Hey, if the Titans win some games, that bold prediction ain't going to be looking.
It's not going to be too bold, yeah. Fucking Broncos, dude, 3-2. That's insane to me. They've had a pretty easy schedule looking back at it, but
Their
like
defense has been killing it.
they are
though.
playing very, very well, and like I think Bo Nix is still kind of playing like shit.
Yeah.
But like they're winning these games, so
I do think that like the spat on the sidelines is like kind of like healthy growing though with him and Sean, and like I'm kind of happy that like he can do that and know that like he's just that emphatic about it. Like,
well, because he's not a 22-year-old that's sitting there and just gonna get like beside himself. He's like, oh, I got yelled at. Okay, I need to obey. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking grown ass man. Like I want to do
I've
this.
done
Okay,
this.
yeah,
Like, I have over 500 snaps at the quarterback position in college for some of the most prestigious schools.
exactly. And we're seeing now, like with the NFL, you draft someone that was a senior. Like I'm kind of done with like these
one
guys that
and
are
done.
juniors right out of there. They haven't played a ton of snaps, but he's ready to go play right now in the NFL. Done with that. No shot. Jaden
that make you
Daniels
nervous?
had a ton of snaps. It does. Like, yeah, it does. It does. But I'm not nervous necessarily about
I'm
Drake
saying that
May's
'cause
talent.
Drake
Like,
May, yeah.
I'm not entirely concerned. I think he's a very talented guy, but I don't think we're putting him in a position to succeed. Listen, guys, I get it. As Patriots fans, we need the best. We need everything to go the way that we wanted as fans. It doesn't always fucking work like that. We as fans are not always right. I don't think this is the move. I understand Drake May could have won us that game against Miami. That doesn't mean that we need to put him in against the Houston Texans and get him lit up by Will Anderson all fucking game.
That's the wrong game to put him in.
Wrong fucking game. He's going to get discouraged.
Destroyed.
It's not good, dude.
Yeah.
It's not good. I just don't agree with the decision making. And I think a lot of this is Kraft working it all behind this. I think the Krafts made this decision.
How do you feel about Mayo at this point? Because I kind of
I
feel
think
like
he's actually just a shill for Robert Kraft.
Yeah, I was literally going to say that. Yeah. I actually just feel like he's just a guy that's going to sit there and take the responsibility. He's not making none of those decisions.
Like, he is the perfect guy that after the season goes to Dallas to go fucking follow Jerry Jones' whole thing.
Gone.
Like, it's the same thing. He's sitting there and he's just a yes man right now. Like, I want you to take control, and maybe the Krafts aren't giving him the opportunity. But, like, fuck the Krafts, dude. Like, I'm done with them. I'm done with the Krafts. I'm done with this organization right now. I'm going to watch every week. I'm going to be pissed off every week. I get it. I have to go through it. I've seen plenty of greatness. But I don't like them making bad decisions that I think are pretty easy decisions to make. I know our group chat's pretty split, but, like, I think this is an easy decision to make. Let the guy you drafted third overall survive.
Bake, yeah. Legit let him bake, you know?
If you're going to put him in, I want him in against Miami. Yeah. I want him in against some of these dog shit teams. I want him in against the Carolina game, a New Orleans game. I don't want him in there against the Houston fucking Texans right off the bat.
That's the first wrong decision.
What happens?
And honestly, that's not football logic. That's just like, hey, like, I'm sick of seeing this. Like, that's what it is. There's no football logic there.
It's so bad. And Steve, like, dude, what happened? Like, the fans, dude, we are shit. Like, the Patriots fans are shit fans sometimes, dude. Like, we are.
I'm so happy that Patriots fans are just realizing the fraudulency of the franchise now.
It's so bad. First of all, I've been saying this for a year now. I know I did my whole thing last offseason where it was like 10-7.
Yeah,
division winners. Yeah. But, like, I don't know that I blame the players. I blame the organization as a whole. And, dude, like, you're going to have fans booing the second Drake May throws a pick, and he's going to be like, I don't want to be in fucking New England. Yeah. Which quarterback's going to come here after the way the fans fucking treat him, dude? Like,
yeah. All right.
Bogus.
Week 6 fantasy football rank. My mom literally just commented on the picture that we posted, and she was like, week 6 already? I'm like, yeah, Mom, I feel the same way.
Here we are, 5:30. It's pitch black.
My God. I know. August, we were literally talking about this. Bunch of bye weeks again this week. We have the Chiefs off, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings. Chiefs and Vikings sitting pretty early bye week. Might not be the time frame that those teams wanted, but works out well. They can reflect the first couple weeks undefeated and then go from there. And would have been a tough travel for the Vikings if they came back from London and had to play like a crazy game, like away on the road or anything like that. But also pretty good Thursday night football game, 49ers and Seahawks. Both these teams are in dire need of a win right now. I think the 49ers are a little bit more drastic because, I mean, this team goes 2-4, then what? Like, you know what I mean? Like in basketball, it's different. Like if you're the Lakers and like you just suck and then you know everything comes around because 10 out of 12 teams in your conference have an opportunity to make the playoffs. Yep. Like, well, whack job does that. Yeah.
But I tell you what. We get to say we told you so if San Fran loses.
Yeah, no.
That's a fucking great thing to say.
Absolutely we do, because, I mean, that puts them behind, and, like, the Rams are probably in a better spot to finish higher than them in the division, and, like, if the Cardinals finish with the same record, like, them too. So it's like...
Whose division do you think it is?
Seattle's.
It's Seattle's? I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like their offense is too great right now for it to be anybody else. The Rams are too banged up. I actually don't think Puka Nacua comes back at all this year.
We're not seeing anything positive about him coming back. Same thing with like McCaffrey. Like, there are these star guys that people have drafted that, like, they kind of got coaxed into drafting.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm really excited for that game. Don't expect any of those guys in my rankings. Still, injuries. I want to talk about a little bit more. We want to spend less than 5 minutes on these injuries and waivers so we can really get through the list. But Zach Moss, that's going to be an injury. I don't feel like he plays this week. And Chase Brown's stock definitely up. Like, this guy has been killing it the past couple weeks. Nico Collins, he's going to be out. That's week to week. It didn't seem like a major injury, but they're in a position going against New England. They could play precautionary. They have depth at that position. A-Chain, don't know. Aaron Jones, don't know. 2 quarterback injuries. Aaron Rodgers, huge, but came back in the game. How the hell does Josh Allen's head bounce off the turf like that? He clears concussion protocol and can go back in that game.
It's like, oh no, he's good.
Bro, it legit
good. He did
bounced.
too. He's good.
it bounced like more than a basketball would bounce off the ground.
It's very slow. They want to act like they enforce all these things, and it's like, dude, it's like, hey, do you want to go back out there? Yeah, I want to go back out. All right, go.
Crazy. I don't understand that, but I'm expecting Allen to play. Rodgers, I can't wait to hear him talk on McAfee tomorrow and hear what he has to say about like all this shit, because right now it seems like he's the general manager, the coach, the quarterback, the OC.
Dude, McAfee's show gets us the best football content out of like anyone else.
By far.
Like it's not even close. Dude.
That and Rich Eisen is all I watch now. It really is. Like when I'll watch McAfee live, and then when that's done, like tonight, like when I'm doing whatever I'm done editing, I'll put on Rich Eisen and just hear what he has to say.
Because fuck Colin Cowherd.
I used to like the Herd, but I don't listen to him no more.
Dude,
honestly.
I hate him so much. I think he says everything just a treat. He's like Stephen A. Smith. Like everything has to be controversial.
And then just some waiver guys. Like if Juju's not owned, like I know it sucks the Chiefs are going into a bye week, and like to own a player from waivers on a bye, like tough scenario. If you could trade him right now, because I don't think the Chiefs are done at the wide receiver position, but I'd add Juju. I don't know about Tyron Tracy, like with the Giants, like maybe he takes some snaps from Singletary, but I still feel like that Singletary's backfield until proven otherwise. Jalen Tolbert, because the Cowboys need another wide receiver, and CD and Dak aren't on the same page. Still a great win, but I mean, there's just a lot of discomfort in that offense. Tank Bigsby, because Travis Etienne's just been dog shit. And Josh Downs, because he looks like a stud. He really does.
Josh Downs is a stud, dude.
I'm waiting for him to get in the end zone. So there you go, Lou.
Got another
Josh
one.
Downs.
It's like we talked about Trey Tucker, like you talked about at the beginning of the year. Really, really good player. He's getting the ball a lot too. Jalen Polk is, I understand the Patriots offense, you don't want to start anyone, but if you're in desperate need, Polk is getting the targets. He's getting the red zone targets. That's a touchdown, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. Both feet are down. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Tolbert was on my list. I also got Roshan Johnson on here.
Okay. Damn. I just had another name, but I completely blanked.
There's like Algier, McLaughlin. Those two guys are on mine.
Oh, you called it last week. Tucker Kraft. Tucker
Kraft's a
Kraft.
beast.
He's in the rankings this week, too.
100% in the rankings.
So let's go over to the tight end, shall we?
We shall.
Number 10, Cade On.
Okay.
Feel like he's involved enough, like at the tight end position. I mean, we're talking about no Travis Kelce. I know Parkinson's a name that's flirted with the list a couple of weeks. But On gets enough opportunity, and we don't know what to expect versus New Orleans. Regardless of their quarterback scenario, I heard, potentially Rattler starts if Taysom Hill isn't back.
He might cook.
I'm expecting a low-scoring game regardless. Like, I just feel like every single time the Bucs and the Saints play, it's like that.
Ugly, scrappy.
Yeah. 9, Freiermuth going against Vegas. Man, I mean, the Steelers need a win. I mean, Justin Fields has to be playing for his career after winning 3 straight, dropping 2. And I'm not putting those on him, but, I mean, it's just the narrative. Even if the roles were reversed with those quarterbacks, it would be the same narrative. Yep. 8, Goddard might be a little bit low, but I actually think Cleveland's going to give them a sneaky, tough game. And I know, like, we've kind of said this about Cleveland, like, this entire season, and they've kind of sucked versus the Giants, versus Washington.
It's got to happen at some point, though. It literally has to.
I mean, I just can't expect them to go out there and get 40 piece like every single week. Like, I really don't. If they lose like that again, they should sell Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper and promise Nick Chubb, like, hey, you're in the Ring of Honor. Like, we did dirty by you, but you really elevated our franchise.
They need that whole organization's around Nick Chubb, and it's like, dude, at this point, I'm ready. Like, you just got to get rid of Deshaun Watson, man.
Yeah, I mean,
like, you can't keep
I don't know what else
out,
you're gonna wait for,
because that's the thing is you're just sitting there. You're like, we paid him, we have to play him. It's like, well, if you get him off your roster, you lost the money anyway. Just be done with it.
Imagine they could have had Flacco right now.
Bro, insane.
Could have had Flacco. 7. This is where I have Laporta. Going against Dallas, I feel like he can get a couple of catches. I mean, I know it's not the 7-8 grabs that like we were getting last year with the 20 fantasy points on a weekly basis, but we talked about it. That offense evolved in different ways, and sometimes that cuts production for some guys, but definitely more well-rounded. And 6 is where I have Pitts going against Carolina. I don't expect a lot of points in this one either, if you want me to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
You do.
I mean, he is
Division
coming
game.
off, I know it's a division game. He's just coming off 500 yards, so it's really flashy to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Kirk, man, that Thursday night game was fucking awesome.
Kirk in your rankings.
Kirk is in my rankings this week.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. Not Christian Kirk, sorry. It's the other guy. The other guy's all over the rankings now. 10, I got Zach Ertz. I just think
No Ertz.
No Ertz. Yeah, he gets the ball, and I think it's going to be a tricky game for Washington. They're going to try and find the tight end to make things easy when they're struggling to start. I think Washington's going to struggle to start the game, and that's where they're going to try and ease things in. 9, I'm with you. I got Freiermuth. Good player, gets involved. To 8, I got Kate Otten, so not too dissimilar here. 7, probably low for where you have him. I got Jake Ferguson here. Think he's going to get some catches. I don't know that he sniffs the end zone. I think Dallas is going to have a tough time this week. In 6, I got Dalton Kincaid. I think Dalton Kincaid is going to have a pretty good week.
Okay. I definitely have Kincaid a little bit higher and Fergie a little bit higher. Interested to hear the rest of your rankings. 5, this is where I have Tucker Kraft. If I'm hearing your rankings correctly, you probably have this dude at 1.
I have him at 5. So, yeah, I have him at 5 right there. I mean, last week he was
balled out.
Fucking balling.
And you know why? Because everybody thought it was the Dontavian Wicks game. And he would just drop 2 gimmies.
Dude, they're forcing the ball to Wicks, and he's dropping balls every week.
Yeah. And I mean, if I'm Dobbs, I'd be pissed too.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah. So
Dontavian Wicks is treating these weeks like it's puberty, buddy. He's dropping balls.
Nah, yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Right off the rip. Come on.
Come on. We needed that. Come on. 5 is Kraft going against Arizona. 4, Kincaid at the Jets, Monday Night Football. If they're without Shakir again, they have to force feed him. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't expect to win NFL games with Curtis Samuel, MVS, and Matt Collins. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know.
And look, that offense did improve by losing Diggs, but without Shakir, they all looked like lost puppies out there. They really did.
100%.
In the third and fourth quarter, you could kind of tell that Josh Allen needed somebody. They're not going to go out and get a $20 million wide receiver right now. Shakir is playing really good football for them. But if Shakir or James Cook isn't moving that ball up the field, they've had tough time getting the ball to Kincaid and Knox this year, and those receivers just aren't good enough. They're fourth-string wide receivers on any other team.
Dude, Matt Collins, I know Kev loves him, but, dude, I don't think he's good.
No.
He's an NFL wide receiver. He's a good player, but, he's not what they need.
No.
Curtis Samuel, same thing. He's just, little slot guy, and, he'll play the running back position sometimes. It's just they need another piece. Devontae would fit great there with Shakir.
I just don't know
that they're getting Devontae. But
if
they got to be in the
Johnson gets moved, that could be a guy. Yep. But how could Carolina?
Amari Cooper
him?
Would honestly be good.
Yeah,
he's expensive, but I think he works great in that offense.
I feel like if Amari Cooper gets dealt, it's got to be to KC.
You think?
Yeah.
I just don't think teams want to make moves with KC.
They don't, but what do the Browns have to lose?
But I think it's more of one of those FU things. When no one wanted to trade with the Patriots because they were the Patriots, we're not going to be the team that fucking helps them out.
What do you mean? You got Mohamed Sanu.
Yeah, good. We got bent over for Mohamed Sanu. Second-round pick.
Hey, Brady wanted it.
I know.
Brady wanted it.
Don't know why, but you know what? When Brady asks, you kind of just got to give.
Yeah. 3, Fergie going versus Detroit. I'm excited for this game, and I actually can't believe that, I'm excited to watch the Giants at prime time. Don't get me wrong. But, how is this game not prime time? Dallas and Detroit. 2 is Bowers. Looked so good last week. It fell apart after that. How do you score a 67-yard touchdown, the first offensive touch of the game, and then lose? The Raiders will do that.
I'm wrong about Pierce, man. I think Pierce is going to lose his job soon, too.
Yeah.
Pierce will lose it.
Yeah.
Sirianni, honestly, the Eagles should get rid of Sirianni soon. So that way they can make their move for Bill.
I know, but Bill or Vrabel aren't coming over in the middle of the season.
No, not middle of the season. Absolutely not.
1 to finish it up, McBride. I actually think McBride balls out.
You think McBride's going to have a big week? Somehow I missed fucking McBride in these rankings, dude. L on my part. McBride would definitely be a top 4 guy. 5, I got Kraft.
So take someone out.
Kyle Pitts, see you later at 4. Trey McBride's in here. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
3, I got Laporta. I think Laporta cooks this week. I think that Dallas has a really hard time. They don't have a linebacker that I think can cover a tight end. I don't like their safety play either.
Yeah.
I think that it's Laporta week. I think 2 touchdowns from Laporta this week. Keep an eye out for that. Might be a bet that I lose this week. So
yeah.
2, I got Kittle. 1, I got Brock Bowers.
Okay. Obviously, no Kittle in the rankings,
Right.
no Thursdays. But, I mean, Kittle balled out last week, so expect that to continue. Let's go over to the quarterbacks. Oh.
You going to do it? Because
I'm going to do it.
I did it too.
Did you?
I did. At 12?
At 12, Daniel Jones.
I got Daniel Jones. I can show that.
Let's go.
You can't leave me hanging on camera.
No, my fault. I was too busy celebrating. No, I had the Giants shirt. Obviously I couldn't wait to hear if you did it because I do the back end and he wouldn't be in the top part. But, bro, he's playing, I don't want to say winning football, but he's playing good football.
Good completion percentages too. Like that's,
bro,
that's
time
those
of
are the pieces you
possession,
wanna see, yeah.
and like with the Bengals defense, like we should own that time of possession again. Honestly,
Bro, Malik Neighbors will make Cam Taylor-Britt look dumb.
oh my God, he's gonna make him look like his name should be Britt Taylor.
Yeah, yeah, dead ass.
But yeah, Daniel Jones at 12. Look, it's not gonna be anything crazy. It's gonna be like 220, 250, a passing touchdown or 2. Some feet yards, but like if there's anyone else he can have a little bit of extra production against, it's the Bengals. And Sunday Night Football, man, I'm excited for it. So this is going to be a good game. A lot of fantasy implications for me. So 11, Red Rifle, Andy Dalton going against Atlanta. Think he's going to be good enough to like have fantasy numbers here. Like I know last week was a little bit more of a slow week and they've kind of came back down to earth and things like that. But look, we're taking out Pat Mahomes, we're taking out Stafford, we're taking out Sam Darnold, no Purdy, no Geno. Like, there's a lot of quarterbacks missing here. Yeah. So definitely think that Dalton's serviceable to be considered in the top 12 of, 24 teams right now.
Is Mahomes back in the top 5 after this week?
I think it's matchup based.
Yeah.
Like it looked good in the Saints defense that like you expected to play a little bit better.
But didn't throw a touchdown, threw another pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like crazy on the pick, like because I'm clearly like that should have been a receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
Like that's a big swing there. I actually feel like Juju's more of the impression than Pat Mahomes, honestly, because it's like, bro, people wrote off this dude's career. Like the Patriots could have used some Juju right now.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Aguilar playing much better on the Ravens.
Yeah.
Juju playing much better on the
Jacoby
Chiefs again.
Myers.
Like, Jacoby Myers is cooking on the Raiders. Like, dude, you name it.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Let's just get Kendrick Bourne out of here at this point.
right.
Like, go have fun somewhere.
Oh my God.
Fucking-
10 Hurts going against Cleveland. I mean, you can't even respect Cleveland as a defense right now. Denzel Ward isn't a top corner. I know he's not healthy right now, but like Newsom's getting cooked. Like or Newhouse and Koromoa is like banged up and like they're pretty depleted at this point.
Never thought I'd say that about the Cleveland Browns defense, that they're getting burnt.
Yeah,
like
they're depleted. No, they are, absolutely. 9 is where I have Goff, and 8 is where I have Dak. Same game. Really excited for this one. Like a good 4 o'clock game. Like I actually hope. I know the rest of the game's on at 4 o'clock, but if I feel like some of those are going like pretty shitty, like this is a game I feel comfortable to like. I want to watch this one, and like I'm a big red zone guy. I can't get enough of Scott Hansen.
Dude, Scott Hansen does such a fucking good job.
The goat.
He really does.
And 7 right above those two guys. CJ Stroud going against New England. It might be a little bit low, but I'm trying to be generous to you guys on a rough day today.
Dude, I feel you. Don't worry.
But Dak at 8, I do feel like could be a questionable spot with all the beef going on right now in Dallas. Like there's some real sirloin going down there.
There's some big ribeyes going on down there.
But I mean, he was good enough to get a win and is the only reason why they won that game on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. Steve at 12, I have Daniel Jones at 11. Not that controversial because I have Dak Prescott. I think they're going to have a tough time against
the good Detroit defense.
I think Detroit's going to go up early. They're going to try and throw, and Detroit's going to be ready to stop the throwing. And we know Dallas doesn't run the football well either. So
yeah, they're one-dimensional at this point, and it's like I know that they have a new offensive line they're trying to like work in and shit like that, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to say how do you not make a move for a running back, but like if Tua isn't coming back and Mostert's still sitting there, it's not gonna like they'll like a 7-pick swap should get Mostert.
I know. It's honestly not. You got a 32-year-old running back that's like he's fast, but they have other guys like Miami can just put a running back in there and like they'll work.
Yeah.
We see it with Jeff Wilson, we saw it with Jalen Wright. Like
yeah.
But Steve at 10, I'm going Goff. I'm thinking this
A
is
little
going to
low.
I'm putting them here. I think it's going to be, I think they're running the ball very well this week, and I think it's going to be very run heavy. You'll see that when we get to the running back rankings.
Ooh,
but
I agree, though.
So I'm thinking it's going to be like a 18 of 25, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns from Jared Goff. Nothing flashy. Doesn't turn the ball over. Makes the throws he needs to make.
18 the receiving touchdown?
No, I don't see that this time, Steve. But maybe another time. 9, I got Stroud, so low compared to obviously playing the Patriots, but I think they can do whatever they want to us. I think they're going to end up going up early, literally, honestly, literally. But I think they're going to go up early, and I think they're just going to end up playing ball control football.
Yeah.
Make the third down. They're going to go get the ball out on third down, convert a lot of third downs, keep that clock moving. I think it's just going to take away from his point value, but he's going to look like he's going to play great football.
Absolutely.
8, I got Hurts, just not too impressed with them. But he's playing the Browns defense, so for some reason, now that means good football. And 7, I got Brock Purdy because I do the Thursday games, obviously. I just think if you're doing a Thursday game, Brock Purdy's in the list.
Purdy and Geno.
Yeah, 100%.
Honestly,
sure.
Is Geno?
Geno's not in my list here.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Geno's leading the NFL in passing yards, passing attempts, and completion percentage.
I know. Divisional game, San Fran, it might get a little messy. We'll see.
Oof. We'll see is right. 6. Definitely lower than where you're going to have him. Jayden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think the Ravens own the NFC, and that's not saying that, like, Jayden Daniels shouldn't still have, like, a decent game. Like, I actually think, like, he still can put up some points. But, like, let's keep in mind, like, the Baltimore Ravens started a little bit slow, but, like, once they get around, like, they're one of the better teams in the entire league, and defense is a huge part of that. I think they can have some passing success. I don't think this team's going to be able to run the football. I think it might be a big Eckler game. Eckler is not in the rankings. Just
sure.
Little dot to keep in mind for some props. 5, Kyler going against Green Bay.
Okay.
I actually feel like there's going to be a shit ton of points scored here. As well as I think the Green Bay defense is, I just kind of feel like situationally things have kind of been tough for them. And what I mean by that is, like, Jordan Love, like, the turnovers are crazy, but, like, the points he puts up are even crazier, and he's high on the list this week because he just finds a way to, like, forget about it in like, the matter of a drive. So
he's a real, like, Packers quarterback, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's, like,
Favre.
And I honestly think he's the cleanest between the ears out of, like, the past couple that we've seen. Like, I
Really?
think Rodgers has always been a little bit loopy up top. I think Brett Favre just doesn't seem that composed. Like, the interceptions always got to Brett Favre, it seemed like, with Jordan Love, where it's like, well, we're going to go win the football game.
Yeah.
I think part of that's they have one of the best coaches that they've had in a long time, too. So.
No, definitely. Yeah, but 5, Kyler. 4, Josh Allen. Might be a little bit low.
Okay.
But, I mean, his head legit bounced off that turf. And I'm not saying that I'm concerned about that this week after somehow miraculously he was cleared to play last week. Division game, we're going to get a better Jets team than the nation's expecting to get, especially after all this news and stuff. But, I mean, if there's no Shakir, there's no reason why to believe that, like, that offense wouldn't struggle again. So I feel pretty confident about that. 3, Burrow. I mean, Burrow playing with any other defense would probably win 4 or 5 games this year right now. Playing great football, top passer rating in the league. I think it's 2 weeks in a row, 350 plus. I mean, Jamar Chase absolutely killing it. And, like, that's what's crazy to me is, like, Jamar Chase and Burrow, they're vocally saying, like, they're not on the same page and they're not a championship team right now. And still statistically, like, killing it. So I'm like, yo, imagine, like.
You think it's time to move T?
It's getting there.
It's like, it
might be, I thought when you said T, it might be time to move Zach T.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always been on this Zach Taylor.
No, I mean, you have been, but, like, they kept Marvin Lewis for a lot worse.
I know.
That's a franchise that's kind of like.
I'm just thinking that if I'm Cincy, it's like, well, I don't think we're a bowl team at this point. I don't even know if we're a playoff team. Let's get a piece for T. Higgins. Let's, see if we can. Let's try and, like, learn this year how to play without him. So that way next year we're better prepared.
The next 2 weeks will be really telling, but I think Yoshi Voss would fill in and be like a great fantasy option, like if T did get moved. And I actually wouldn't be surprised. Eric All, the tight end that they have, comes out of LSU. Like, they feel pretty good about him.
They got Jermaine Burton, too. They drafted him. I thought he was a really good player in college and would like to see him
got him
start
in the
to get some
Dynasty
reps.
League, right?
I did. I did. It's not working.
Yeah. But everything else is in the Dynasty for you.
Yeah.
2 is where I have Love, and 1 is where I have Lamar. Like, I don't think it's a big feed game for Lamar, but I think last week shows you that, like, if Lamar needs to win a game with his arm, that he can.
100%. I agree. Steve, 6, I got Jordan Love, so a little bit lower than where you had him.
Really?
Yeah, I still think he puts up great points. I got him lower. I'm starting to think that maybe Josh Allen should have been 6 and Jordan Love should have been 5, but
Yeah, I mean, one spot.
it's one spot. We're gonna go Josh Allen at 5. I got Kirk at 4. I know you think Carolina's gonna keep it a little bit closer. I honestly think that means Kirk will sling even more.
Why? Because I said it?
I think they found. Well, no, if they keep it closer, they're going to want to throw the ball more.
Yeah. I think it's Bijan's game. That's why. Bijan's due for like a 40-point performance. This is it.
It's going to be in the passing game too, though, and Kirk's going to be the one dishing him the ball. I think Kirk showed that offense is now flowing. He knows where he's got to go with the football. Darnell Mooney has a significant role in that offense. Drake London looks fucking awesome. Pitts finally got actively involved. He's starting to get everyone involved. It's starting to come together for Atlanta Falcons, and I think that's a scary premise for that NFC.
For sure.
3, I got Joe Burrow. I mean, it is what it is. He's fucking balling. 2, I got Jayden Daniels. 1, I got Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson he's the best fantasy option at any position right now.
Not concerned about Jayden Daniels, though.
I do think it's going to be tricky, but I just think he finds a way to get points even when things look like they're going to be tricky.
Yeah, I mean, the garbage runs that he gets for 35 yards, those are big fantasy points.
Big fantasy points, and I do think that he can throw the ball downfield when he wants sometimes, and I think you can do that against the Ravens at points. I just do think the Ravens are going to keep him off the field a lot. Yeah. So Lamar's going to get the edge for me.
Absolutely. Running backs. All right, at 20. Somehow we're finding ways to get all the Giants in the list. This is where I have Singletary at 20. I actually think it's a great matchup going against the Bengals. And I mean, if it was a playoff game versus Seattle, he probably would have played. So I think this Sunday he should. If not, Tracy seems to be a great option to have there. At 19, Najee. I mean, I thought the past 3 weeks were going to be Najee weeks, and they really just haven't been. And I know 2 of those 3 weeks, they've lost. If this isn't a Najee week, it's never happening, Twan. So I'm sorry, because I know you're still a firm on that, but
I'm hoping at some point. But guess what? Najee's not on the list, so I'm just done holding. Maybe he'll pop off if he's not on the list.
I mean, if Jordan Mason and Kenneth Walker were available in my rankings, he wouldn't be in mine either. So 18, Chuba Hubbard right above him, going against Atlanta. I just think the volume's good enough to have him consistently in that lineup. Gets the end zone carries too. 17, J.K. Dobbins. Don't love the matchup going against Denver, but if we want to just talk about pure talent and potential on guys, just with my rank, guys, I was looking for some help. Absolutely needed it. And here's my whole thing too. I have ETN here at 16, but am I even confident playing ETN at this point?
Not in the rankings.
No, I almost wanted to have Bigsby here, but I'm if I put Tank, that means ETN's gonna go off. So I'm ETN's gonna stay at 16, but it's just not a great spot. And I'm close where Breece Hall and ETN are almost off. Breece Hall's at 14, B-Rob's at 15. B-Rob I just think is a tough matchup, but just somehow seems to get in the end zone every single week.
Yep.
Breece Hall, it's the entire team. Do I think versus the Bills Monday night, he has a solid chance to get in the end zone? Yeah, but he got some goal line carries in London, and it just that Jets offensive line is so bad, they're penalized. I thought that they were different the first couple weeks, and
it looks bad.
Yeah.
It looks bad in New York. And honestly, fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck the Jets.
I know.
Dude.
I mean, you can't feel bad as a Patriots fan.
Fuck the Jets, dude. Honestly. Tried to give them a little bit of props in the offseason. They just turned around and fucking stuffed me. So.
Good. I can't wait to hear you give props next year so I can freaking bet they're on the all season.
Yeah, exactly.
All season.
Take their under at 3.5 the second Aaron Rodgers leaves.
13 in the London game, Swift. Jacksonville's defense hasn't played great this year. But I just have a feeling it's going to be that 16-19 ball game. And if that's the case, that probably means the Bears aren't moving the ball on the ground. And it might be more of the Roshan Johnson game that you're telling people to pick up. So that could potentially be a great play. 12 is where I have Pollard going against Indy. I know I had him again in the end zone the last time they played, and he did the last play of the game. I mean, I have to think that, like, Tony Pollard's a much more focal part of, like, their offense, and, like, they have to look for ways to take the ball out of Levis's hands. Like, and one way to do that is give it to Pollard more, and, like, he's been productive. So, him at 12 and 11, Chase Brown going against the Giants. If no Zach Moss, like, this is going to be a great play. And I think, like, the Giants defense with a talent like Chase Brown, who's both great in the passing game, the running game, and kind of can hit those pop plays, I kind of feel like that kills us. But honestly, can't say a lot of bad things about the Giants defense over the past 3 weeks. They've been playing really well. We're leading the NFL in sacks right now. Not coming from, like, Dibs or, like, Burns the way we want. I mean, Burns had a huge sack that, like, won us the game last week. But Thibodeau's been quiet. But what did I say to you? Like, these 3 guys weren't going to have 20 sacks. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to be at 8, someone's going to be at 10, and someone's going to be at... And it looks like Dexter's going to, like...
Dude, he's so good.
Bro, yeah.
He's such a good football player. I can already tell you right now, he's like... When we do these rankings at the end of the year, this dude's like 2. Maybe 1 already.
I think he's 1. I think he's having a much better year than Chris Jones.
I agree. I don't think Chris Jones is the one. Who was the one I was thinking?
You know what Chris Jones was kind of having, like, he was reflecting on some conversation. He was like, you know, people say, like, I'm this type of defender, but until people want to talk about me as, like, the greatest defensive tackle of all time, like, I'm not going to sit here and believe it. So, like, he's just going to keep going out there and dominate. And, like, I get it, though. Like, you're not talking about Chris Jones in, like, an Aaron Donald conversation. Like, I even think that there are points in time, like, over the past 3 seasons that people would prefer Dexter Lawrence over Chris Jones. And, like, I'm not disrespecting his name by any means because I feel like those 2 guys are interchangeable at the top spot. But does make a great point. But I do feel like if you were to start a defensive line with Dexter Lawrence or Chris Jones, you're in a pretty good spot.
Damn good spot. All right, here we go. 20. We have a pretty similar bottom half, at least in terms of names. You're going to have a couple that were a little different, but we got a lot of similar ones. I got Algier here at 20, so I'm going to put 2 Falcons running backs in here this week. I think against Carolina,
good, man.
He's good, and I think against Carolina, he might find the end zone. I think once Bijan finds it twice or 3 times, like, they'll give it Algier for the 4th. Chase Brown, I got at 19, so a little bit low.
Is that thinking Zach Moss is going to play, or is that just, like, not really giving the love to Chase Brown? I
don't know. I'd like to see.
I mean, I'm fine with it as a Giants fan, but I'm like, as a Chase Brown owner, I'm like, what hasn't he shown over the past couple weeks?
He's shown good football. Sure, Zach Moss, maybe if he just, they're going to throw the football too, and they like to throw the football. I rank Jamar Chase and T. Higgins both very highly right now. Granted, T's not on the list, but Jamar Chase.
He's definitely mine.
Jamar Chase is 100% near that top of that list. 18, I got J.K. Dobbins, so pretty close to where you had him. 17, I got James Conner. A little low, but 16, I got Jordan Mason.
Yeah, hold on. James Conner's position, that's horrible.
You think?
That's horrible.
You really think they're going to they're going to run on the Packers like that?
No, I think he's going to get in the end zone. Bro, he had 100% of their carries last week. 100% of the touches out of the backfield were him.
Yeah, but how often is it going to be? How often is he going to touch the ball out of the backfield when they're playing? I think they're going to be playing from down for most of this game. I think they're going to have to claw back. You think they're going to keep it competitive?
Bro, I actually think Green Bay could go down in this game because of some early Love mishaps. And, like, if you want me to be honest, if that ball's not going to MHJ, it's going to Connor over Wilson, over Dortch. And, like, yeah, McBride I project him to have a good week. Bro, I think Connor's going to have 17 touches and a touchdown in this game.
Okay. Well, I think they're going to run into some issues with Green Bay here this week. I think Green Bay is going to take it to them. But 16, maybe a little low again. Jordan Mason. Oh. Dude, I get teams have run the ball against Seattle, but at some point where Seattle's going to stop this fucking run.
When they get healthy.
Sure, but like.
Not on a Thursday night, though.
That San Fran game means so much to them, though. It's 15, Chuba Hubbard. I like Chuba Hubbard a lot, man. I like his activity. I like his involvement. Think he's very talented. 14, Brian Robinson. He's higher almost any other week. It's just you're playing the Ravens. Ravens know how to stop the run. I got him here at 14.
Totally
but
agree.
He always finds his fucking way in the end zone.
Totally
13, agree. Tony Pollard. Pretty close to where you had him. Think he's got a chance to explode this week, even though I don't think the Titans are going to win this game. DeAndre Swift at 12. He's the guy right now. But I think that Roschon Johnson's going to get worked a little bit more, and he's got a pretty good matchup. Jacksonville does not know how to stop the run right now. And 11, Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
I like Josh Jacobs a lot this week.
Okay, I thought I snubbed Josh Jacobs. He's in there. He's in there.
Cool.
10, James Cook. I actually feel like this might not be a respectable positioning for James Cook, if you want me to be honest with you. I actually had a really tough time coming up with the top 10 because I just kind of feel like a lot of these guys could be interchangeable. I think he scores this week. I think he still has a good day. Like, here's the thing with James Cook, and you fantasy owners have to realize, he's not going to get, 25 touches. He's going to touch the ball, 14 times, but it's going to be averaging, 7 yards per touch, whatever it is.
I don't know why they do that, though.
Me either, but they've kind of always been, even with Singletary there, it's just the way that they kind of run things. But my whole thing is they're not really giving it to any other running back. They at the beginning of the season they were working in Ray Davis, but not so much anymore.
But I look, if you don't have Shakir, you're doing everything you can to scheme strictly James Conner or James Cook to get fucking
James
open.
Conner's gonna be living rent free in your head all week, boy.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm begging for a goose egg.
Hey, James, I'm gonna want to bet he's gonna score.
No, not really, because I'll lose. I'm like, you don't understand. You don't understand what I've lost.
Oh, man. 9, this is where I have James Conner, so you want to put that money on it, let me know. But I actually think James Conner has a really good week. The volume's incredible that he's getting, and, year after year, I doubt this dude, and I know other fantasy people are doubting this dude, and he continues to perform. So gotta love the production from him. 8 is where I have Jacobs. The Arizona rush defense isn't anything to be scared of. He's gonna have 85 to 90 rushing yards. If he gets in the end zone, great. If not, it's probably Tucker Kraft or Jayden Reed on a bomb. That's what it is. That's what it is. 7 and 6, gotta have them both. Detroit.
Okay.
I have Gibbs at 7 and Monty at 6. I just think this matchup fits a little bit better towards David Montgomery running in between the tackles. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm glad we're on the same page on that. But, if they want to do a hook and ladder, that's going to be Gibbs all day long. So I'd like them to kind of work more formations that include both of them on the field because I feel like they're talented enough. It's Amon-Ra, Laporta, Wilson, 2 backs. Bro,
if they could do that where they have it's Goff, 2 running backs on each side of them, and then you just have Amon-Ra in the slot, you have Jameson Williams on the outside, you have Laporta lined up. That's fucking.
No, I know. That's dynamite. Absolutely. 5, Jonathan Taylor. I'm expecting he's playing this. This is a huge division game for the Colts right now. I know it's it can go either way, especially with the spread and stuff like that, but Indy season is on the line here, kind of. And regardless of who's at quarterback, if it's Richardson or Flacco, this is a statement game. They need to win this one.
Division game, 100%.
Yeah. 4, Saquon. Don't love the matchup. I think he gets in the end zone. They're going to get some weapons back after the bye week. Smith's going to be back. Brown's going to be back. There's going to be attention on Goddard. They'll get back to their normal role. I'm not saying that they're going to put up 30, but I like him to get in the end zone this week. 3, Bijan. I actually wish it was kind of higher, but at the same time, how can I not have D-Hen at 1 going against Washington? Sure. 2 is Kamara. He didn't get in the end zone this week because I needed him to, so that means he's going to get in the end zone versus Tampa Bay. And it's weird. I actually think that guys like Kamara play better during at home home games than they do compared to on the road and stuff like that. So hosting Tampa Bay. His odds to score.
Yeah, I like his odds to catch the ball a lot too.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the things that Tampa Bay struggles with is the dump offs to the running backs, quick hits.
Yeah, and they kind of passed it to him a lot last night, but I just felt like the McDuffie was 1-on-1 with Olave and he was locked down. Shaheed had a really good game.
Of course he did, right? Oh shit, Shaheed's starting to fizzle out. Let's just get him another ball for a touchdown. Wait, dude, what the fuck are the Saints?
You played him last week, right, and then sat him this week.
No,
2 weeks ago?
I'm anti playing Shaheed. I don't have Shaheed.
Okay.
No, we talked about it though. Yes, it was one of those things where you pick him up, you don't play him, but you cannot have him go against you and have one of those games.
Yes, absolutely.
Steve Attena got Jonathan Taylor. If he's playing, he could be higher, but I'm still don't know. But I'm going to put him here at 10. He's a top 10 running back for sure. 9, I got James Cook, pretty close to where you had him. I agree. He's just not getting the volume that I'd like to see him get. He's efficient, but he's not getting the volume. 8, I got Breece Hall. Do think Breece gets in the end zone this week. They've tried too many times and not gotten him in there. I think that, you see a team that's, they got rid of their coach, there's a little bit of bad blood going on right now.
You go back to fundamental football, and the first thing you do is run the football.
And there are guys that are going to need to get theirs this week, and it's going to be Garrett Wilson. It's going to be one of those that need to get theirs. Not saying he will.
That was a tough one for you, buddy.
Yeah. And then 8, like I said, Breece Hall, it's like he's going to get his. 7, I got Monty. So I agree that it's a more favorable matchup for Monty, but fantasy points, knowing the value that Jahmyr Gibbs brings in the passing game, I do have Jahmyr Gibbs higher than him.
Not a spot higher.
Much higher. 7, I got Monty, though. I do think he gets in the end zone. I think he's going to end up with like 80 rushing yards, a touchdown.
13 plus fantasy points.
Easily. 6, Kenneth Walker. I mean, he's a dog. He's such a talented guy. He's going to be here at 6. 5, I got Barkley. I'm right there with you. As good as Barkley is, it's going to be a little bit tricky this week. Wait until those weapons come back. That's when he's going to be able to be freed up a little bit more.
You don't think they're back this week?
I don't know if AJ is.
I'm
sure Smith will.
I think I have them both in the ranking. I think they're both playing.
Okay. I didn't assume that way.
I'm not the health person, so don't ask me, but that's my intention.
I'm no medical guy. I mixed it up at wide receiver. So 4, I got Kamara. I mean, he's a talented player. He's going to be in here. He's the number 1 fantasy running back right now, but he draws a tough one with Tampa Bay this week. 3, got D-Hen. I think he's super talented. I think he can go off. This is not a disrespect to D-Hen having him at 3. I think he's in for 25 this week, but I think Gibbs is in for a 30, and I think Bijan's in for a 40 burger.
Oof. Love that. 40 burger.
40 burger. It's time.
We need one of those.
I had Boswell left. I had like 155 for points. The other guy had 197. So I'm like, anyone smelling a 50 burger from Boswell tonight?
Yeah, no, definitely not. Hey, Moody gave us 31, bro, and that's a lot from a kicker, bro.
Crazy work, dude.
That's more than 6 tight ends have had in the entire year. 6 big name tight ends.
Like total points? Yeah, that's so fucking crazy.
All right, wide receivers. I felt like this was a lovely list this week. Like, I felt like there was an abundance of names that you can have. And, like, let's keep in mind, I could have made this list with the 49ers and Seahawks, and none of them are on here. And, like, I still felt like there was plenty to talk about this week. So, we're on strike on Pickens. Missed out on big money. Guys, we're winning money every single week. I want to let you guys know that. So, if you want in on the picks, you guys know what you have to do. Instagram, ask the questions on the episodes. Like,
you gotta get him. You don't want what's
guys,
going on this
I'm talking $500+ the past 3 weeks just from watching football. So it's great. It's
maybe
great
I just pay you $500 every week and we say fuck like DraftKings. It's like that's how it's all gonna go.
Legit, I'll take it. But yeah, we're rebelling on Pickens. BTJ missed the rankings, and I feel really bad about it because
that's disgusting.
Yeah, I the London game, bro. I don't feel good about it, and I actually think like if there's one thing on the Bears that like I still feel really strong about, it's their defensive backs and
Jalen Johnson, Jaquan Brisker.
Yes, absolutely. So him and Kirk, I still feel very comfortable playing. Not in the rankings this week. Mooney, not in the rankings. Feel great playing him. And bro, I gave you the easy layup every single week with him. So
my dumbass parlayed it.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot I am, dude. Stupid dumb idiot over here.
I would have gave you a winning parlay too. We won some money on Thursday.
Fucking A.
Jameson Williams, like I feel really good about Jameson, not in the rankings. Last 2. Shakir, if he plays, of course he needs to be in your lineup. And Pittman. Pittman's on the rankings, but feel really good. Those are big names. And I have 20 guys ahead of them.
Do you have any other indie receivers in the rankings?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
A little disappointing. I know.
It's okay.
But
it's okay.
Sorry,
Flacco's coming for you, but that's
fine. 20. Deontay Johnson going against Atlanta. I know AJ Terrell's there, but like I just kind of feel like him and Andy Dalton kind of got it going. So still want a piece of that. 19, T. I can't believe you don't have T. Higgins like with the way that they're passing the ball.
He might be 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's one of those guys that's not in. I feel great about him, but he's just, I don't know.
I think you mentioned, do they start shopping him? I think the next 2 weeks are telling about that. If they go 1-1 the next 2 weeks, they probably ship him. Yeah. If they go 0-2, they definitely ship him.
Yeah.
If they go 2-0, they'll still get a compensatory pick for him if they hold on to him for the year. Like, I get it. You might not have as much control over it, and like it's a difference of like a 3 or a 2 potentially. Like, if Mohamed Sanu can go for a fucking 2, T. Higgins can go for a 2.
He should go for a 2. It's just.
And look, like that's the conversation Devontae Adams is in. So it's like it's the same type of conversation. Mohamed Sanu.
We didn't need to talk about it twice today. All right, pal. Fucking kick me in the nuts on camera twice.
Hey, the Giants won. I'm having a good week.
I'm glad one of us is.
Good season.
Fuck Mario Batista. Fucking
18. Amari Cooper going against Philly. He didn't score this week. If Deshaun Watson puts his head on right on Sunday morning, this dude's going to score. I actually feel like Amari Cooper is not a dude that actually shows it, but I actually feel like his body language is like significantly distraught from like this dude being his quarterback.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty crazy. I mean, Jerry Jeudy dropped a touchdown this week too, so I mean, that doesn't help. 17, Diggs. This is expecting Nico Collins doesn't play. Could be low going against New England, but if Gonzo is drawing that, maybe it's a big Tank Dell week.
Is Nico not going to play?
No, I mean, first, he really shouldn't have to play versus the Pats, and I wouldn't play Joe Mixon either.
Sure.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
All right, then we're going to make a change up here.
Okay. Right above Diggs, 16, MHJ. I actually, when I put him here, I actually felt like I kind of disrespected him, but I feel really good about the wide receivers this week. Like, I really do. 15, Garrett Wilson, Monday Night Football, like 22 targets and no structure, coaching structure. I mean, him and Aaron Rodgers and Lazard got to be staying. I don't even want to say staying after practice. They might have their own practice and literally just working on like audibles and back shoulders. Mike Williams is a failed experiment there after 2 weeks. Like, he should be traded to like a different team. He really should.
He could work in Buffalo. But they'll never give him to Buffalo.
No,
that's the thing.
No, absolutely. 14, Zay. I don't think Washington has a corner that can cover him, if you want me to be real. And,
agree.
I mean, when there's a pass-heavy script, like the Bengals did pretty good against the run versus Derrick Henry. Like, I just have to think that I know Washington's not going to be able to do what the Bengals did, but if they slow him down, like, Zay can cook like that. 13, Devonta Smith right above him. Look, I think Devonta Smith is a top 10 wide receiver, but with the way it works and having AJ back in the rankings, like, I have to give him like a couple of spots. 13, I feel like is pretty fair. 12, Terry McLaurin going against Baltimore. Look, if there's going to be a scramble play and they're going to keep throwing it down the field to Terry, like, we missed that weeks 1 and 2, but it's been pretty consistent since. So, one-on-one, I take Terry against a lot of guys. Sorry, Anthony, especially against like that Baltimore secondary.
For sure.
11, DJ Moore versus Jacksonville. I thought last week was going to be the Keenan Allen week because typically the revenge guys don't go off in the revenge games. I have DJ Moore here, and it really makes me want to think that Keenan Allen could have a huge week in London. Jacksonville's secondary's piss poor.
Piss poor, dude.
But I think like we saw Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen, I guess I have to say now, kind of impact the game to an extent. I like to think that they have to continue building in that direction. So I'm playing Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. I feel better about DJ Moore.
Okay. Interesting. 20, I did it. Josh Downs.
Okay.
I like this dude a lot, and you want to know something that made me even more confident? The ESPN analysts for ESPN Fantasy said that, hey, maybe you shouldn't immediately think about starting Josh Downs after his back-to-back good weeks. He's going off. Josh Downs at 20. 19, I got DJ Moore. Think he's going to play pretty well. I really like the wide receivers this week, though. I'm looking here at these bottom numbers. These are 15-point guys. DJ Moore's in that conversation. So is Darnell Mooney at 18. I think he's going to get he's getting the targets, he's getting the volume, he's making the catches, he's getting the yards, he's finding the end zone. Yeah. This guy's playing great football. 17, Zay. Again, I think he's in that 18-point conversation this week. That put him in at 17. Marvin Harrison, it felt weird to put him down here at 16.
Wow.
But, like, dude, I'm looking at these numbers. I'm with it.
It's a good list,
100% with it. I got 16 for Marvin Harrison, 15. Bro, I had to just, like, put him in here at one point this season because...
Don't tell me it's Polk.
Bro, it's Rashid Shaheed. I I fucking have to do it once. I just need to know.
What do you need to know, Twan?
I just really need to know if I'm mush or not. I really need to find out this week if I'm mush or not. Rahid Shashid Shashid, whatever the fuck his name is at 15 on the rankings this week. 0 targets, 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns. If that happens, I'm done. I'm going to Russia. I'm fucking out of here. 14, Brandon Ayuk. They found he found Brandon Ayuk. He found them. They're good. I think they figured it out. They're good. 13, Godwin, another duo. I mean, this guy's just target machine, catch machine. He's going to eat. Oh, you got him in a spicy spot, don't you? I like that. 12, right there with you. Terry McLaurin, same exact number. I like his one-on-one ability. I think he's going to catch a 40-yard pass this week. 11, Debo. I think he's going to play well. I like his versatility, being able to play the running back position. Like his ability to catch a short ball, take it long. I think he's going to catch a couple balls behind the line of scrimmage, take him for some good yard plays this week against Seattle. So got Debo at 11.
Absolutely. Coming in at 10, Mike Evans.
Love it.
Godwin is on the list.
Love it.
So
I love that.
Look, it's a Marshawn Lattimore game, and I get so hyped up because you don't get excited about cornerback wide receiver matchups anymore.
I forgot it's a Marshawn Mike Evans game, dude.
Oh, I love it. And they're gonna be scrapping.
Fist fight? What's the all right? Fist fight? Yes, minus 150. No, plus 125. What are you taking?
I mean, I don't want to say like a fist fight because what happened in like Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan isn't gonna happen. But are they going to scrap? Like, they're going to scrap.
Hit each other in the helmet a couple times.
Even if we have to take the alternate line on that and it's minus 200, like, yeah, absolutely.
We're laying chalk.
Yeah,
We're laying chalk. Okay.
Mike Evans and him, yeah. I mean, like, as long as Lattimore plays, like, they just get under each other's skin. And it's a division. Like, they play each other twice. It's great football. Same game. Olave, 9.
Okay.
Right above him. I think you can beat Tampa in the air. I really do. And I talked about this a little bit in the podcast last week. I know Olave had a shit week, and I projected him to have a shit week going against McDuffie. I mean, he really does that to dudes. Yeah. But he's creating the largest amount of separation on routes ran per wide receiver. So that's an incredible stat. It's a drastic amount. Right above him, same game. 3 wide receivers in a row from this New Orleans Tampa Bay game, I should say. Chris Godwin.
Love it.
And I actually think Godwin could be a little bit higher. I think he's going to have like 7 catches. I think he's going to get in the end zone.
100-yard game.
Like, I want to say so. Like, I want to say he has a big touchdown. I think it just depends on how much Mike and Lattimore scrap. Like, Mike can still have a good game while that all goes down, but is that going to take him out of the game? You know,
Sure.
I don't think Tampa Bay is going to be able to run the ball that effectively.
You think the refs talk to those two guys before the game, say, fucking keep it civil, guys?
I mean, what are you going to say to those guys, though, like, at the same time? Like, keep it civil. Like, is that going to stop them from fucking scrapping?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. So, I don't think it matters. 7, I don't know if I've had them higher than this spot in the season. But dude balls out. Jayden Reed here at 7. I think that's a great spot for him. I think he balls out going against Arizona. 6, A.J. Brown going against Cleveland. I think he's back, and I think he scores a touchdown. You don't miss A.J. Brown for 3 weeks and not get one when he comes back. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. 5, Drake London. Really good spot for Drake London. J.C. Horn, I don't want to call him like a bad corner because I know it's a bad defense, and he's just put in the limelight of covering a lot of good wide receivers, but
he's not the elite guy that we had thought.
I mean, it's just tough because if you're not getting the pass rush, like it's tough to follow a dude like that around, but I like London going against Horn all week this week. 3 is where I have Jamar Chase. Expect another 100-yard game. Expect a touchdown. Expect a long one for 40+. But above him, 2.
There you go.
Let's go, Leak. Let's go, Malik. Malik Neighbors here at 2.
Give me a stat line.
16 targets, 9 catches, $103 and a touchdown.
Okay.
It could be better, but it's still a great line.
It's a great line.
And one has to be CD. I mean, I feel like every single time he's vocal on the sidelines the next game, like he just goes and does something miraculous. So
he's so good.
CD.
It's a good football player. 10, Mike Evans. I like him this week. Again, the Lattimore treatment we'll see, but you got 2 wide receivers that are going to be successful in that offense. 9, I did it. Brian Thomas Jr., man.
Wow.
Dude, I think this guy finds a touchdown, finds a way to get in the end zone every fucking week. He's so good, dude. He is one of the better receivers. Like, it's Malik Neighbors, and, like, Brian Thomas is there with Marvin Harrison.
I was just going to say, like, he's better.
Bro, he's straight up there with, I can't say it this early. I can't say that Marvin Harrison's better than Brian Thomas, though, right now. It's 100% a conversation. I think Malik's showing that he's the best rookie receiver right now in terms of pure skill and talent.
Do you think Jayden Daniels is going to get the rookie of the year, though, hands down?
Yeah, I think so. Especially if Washington keeps winning the games. Yeah, I'm fucked. But Brian Thomas, I get he's getting the Jalen Johnson treatment, but I think he's just going to find a way to get open and get in the end zone. 8, I got DK. 7, I got Jayden Reed.
Same spot.
Same exact spot. 6, this is where I had Nico. I'm not putting Diggs here.
Tank Dell.
It's Tank Dell because I think Diggs gets the Gonzo treatment. And if the New England Patriots have anything going for him, it's Christian Gonzalez. And I think Tank Dell's fucking due, man. I think he's due for one of these.
This week.
Tank Dell,
8 points.
But he's getting a 75-yard touchdown this week, Steve. He's getting, 70-yard touchdown now because they're taking it at the 30. He's getting in the end zone. He's getting a big bomb, and he's gonna be very actively involved this game.
Hey, it's crazy when you see, like, Nico out there, and, like, Nico really makes, like, not only Diggs small, but, like, he makes Tank Dell look tiny,
He does. Bro, he does. Steve, it's at 5. This might be low, and it's crazy to say that this is low. This is where I have Malik.
Wow, I knew you were going to do me dirty.
It's not even dirty. Like, he's the number 5 guy. It's not even dirty. But, Steve, like, I like that stat line. 4, I got Drake London. I think Drake London's going to ball this week. I think Kirk and him have found their connection, and I think Drake is just a matchup fucking nightmare for J.C. Horn. I think he's going to go up over the top, catch a couple balls. So, 3, I got Amon-Ra. This guy's fucking going. Like, he's going to go off. Especially against Dallas. That Dallas secondary sucks
Did
fucking
I skip
balls.
Amon-Ra? Did I say him? Because I have Amon-Ra in
Where do you have him?
4. I might have skipped him.
You might have skipped him. So you're Drake London at 5?
Drake London's 5, Amon-Ra 4.
You might have skipped him. But 3 we got, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to go off. That Dallas Cowboys D fucking sucks. 2, CeeDee Lamb. 1, it's Jamar. This guy is balling week in and week out. He's going to do it again this week, and I don't think anything's going to stop it. This guy's a shoe-in for 25 this week. He's going to score.
Tell me how you really feel tomorrow.
He's going to score 8. Now he's going to score 8. So, but I think Jamar Chase is playing like one of the better.
You think the Bengals win?
They're like more due, but I can't say it's a shoe-in either. Like I thought they should have won against Baltimore last week.
Hey, you know what it might be? It might be a game where I take the Bengals money line and Giants like plus like 6.5 and middle it both.
It could. That could happen.
Dude, their defense is so bad, the Bengals.
It is so bad. I don't understand like what they think because they have 2 good pass rushers too. Yeah. It's like, and Sam Hubbard played well.
Yeah. No,
I just they can't figure that secondary so bad. Their linebacker play isn't good either. It's just like, what are we doing?
No, I know. Well, last week you guys got the power rankings. Those are definitely going to do some change, and we were talking about that before the show, and I'm sure we'll have more conversation on that as we wrap up here. We're almost at the midway point. So, like, soon we're going to be talking about trades. The deadline's coming up. You have to have a win in your league by now. You have to.
If you don't, buddy, you're literally worse than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, my God. But, guys, every single week, you guys know that we're going to give you guys the game predictions on Thursdays. Those are the teams that we like to win. People be hitting me up. Oh, what teams do you take? Those are the teams that I'm literally taking.
Yep.
And I'm handing it to you for free. Like, yeah, the props and stuff are a little bit more handsy. You guys gotta pry a little bit more from me to get some things like that. So we're not handing out money to y'all.
Maybe like subscribing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Twan subscribes. He still can't get the picks.
I still can't. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't want them to lose. Like, that's the whole thing. Yeah. And that's the theme of this episode. Steve's a winner. I'm a fucking loser.
Stop it.
Fucking A.
Oh, man. But since the Sandbox fans, always good to talk to you guys on a Tuesday night, Wednesday morning when you guys are hearing. And we apologize last week for the bit of a delay. But when we have 2 episodes, it takes extra time to record on the Tuesday night. I'm only one dude working 13 hours on a Tuesday.
It's a tough one.
So, yeah, it's tough. So, I apologize because we try and stay consistent. But just know on power ranking weeks had to be a little bit more lenient. So you guys know the deal. Best of luck. Win some money. Excited for week 6. Peace. Love. 5 stars. Nothing less. Let's go, G-Men!